have the name going in a circle around your design. You can edit. You can design things. I haven't got to that part where you can digitize it, where I could take a photo and put it in and actually make a embroidery design. I'm not that good at that part, but there's an automatic one you can do.
At the computer
Yeah,
part
the
of it.
software, yeah. The extra software.
Oh,
The extra
okay.
software. So yeah, I have extra software, of course, that you can put in, and that's where you do. And then it's bigger on the screen, but you can do a ton of it on here. That's the difference between the newer machines. Our old ones didn't even have a screen on it. You just put a card in.
Okay.
You didn't even have a USB stick. And you put a card, and it just showed up what number it was and what color you put in, but you couldn't see what you were doing. So they have the software that you could put in your computer to do it. Well, then they started each one of these that have come out.
Has a monitor.
Now it's a computer really in there. So
On to the big one.
Steve built this for me. Is
Oh,
this
man, that
incredible? This is how I
It's like
kind
a
of got
fabric
in
shop.
the.
I
It
mean,
truly
it's
is. It truly is. I started out. I bought these, and it goes all the way around. It has big, huge, gigantic drawers on the other side, like this. And
It wasn't from a fabric shop or anything?
no, this was from an old department store. It was the lingerie drawers. And that's why they weigh 5,000 pounds. I swear, they are the heaviest things you've ever seen in your entire life. I thought, what?
They're like boat anchors, man. They're
Oh,
ridiculously heavy.
You didn't even, when Tom and I put this in here and we were rearranging it, I made him move it for me.
On carpet, it's not
Carpet
easy
is
to
not
slide.
hard.
No,
We
it
have
doesn't move
furniture
much.
movers and stuff. So Tom moves it, and I don't like it.
Oh no.
So I go, oh my God, I'm gonna have to ask him to move it again. He was great. So we finally got it here, and this is where, but Steve added these and all of this to it, and so that's how my business kind of got going. Was I could lay a quilt out here. I mean, there's nobody that has this much room usually.
So full quilt?
That's
like a queen size?
Oh yeah, those quilts fit, and I can fiddle them around. And if I'm trimming, they're a little bit bigger by the time I'm done with them. I can just move them and go here. So it's like really heaven. It's really nice. And these are my orders in here.
Then she
So
can take all those panels off if she wants, and the ones on the end,
Yes, these are all
the ones on the end, the far end, they go down to second level. So if she wants
so
to go a little
he
bit
went-
lower.
See, originally that's what we thought we would be doing. I would move them down, and they were cutting surface, size. Well, then I got into the quilt business, and so now I just leave it like this all the time because it's so, yeah.
And I got different
So
set
these are
different
all
set of legs that are shorter for the
almost
next one.
all, not everything in there, but I probably have about 15, 18 quilts right now that I'm behind on. Yeah, I got one on the machine.
Wow, this is.
Isn't this? I love
I'm impressed.
this. Are
I mean,
you?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, do you see
Bobbin-
the weird bobbin winder
bobbin
for that?
winder.
Isn't that the craziest thing? It's just crazy. It's so much fun. Yeah, this is, so let me see. Let me put
man,
this on
this
so you can
is
see.
gorgeous.
it is really spectacular.
Wow.
Oh, this was the one that Paul said. This is really weird. I don't really want to say this, but when I sent him a picture of all of it, I kept sending him pictures of it. He goes, this is kind of kinky, but he said, this really turns me on. This is the one. And I said, yes. Oh, and I stuck it.
Quite a unit.
So this come in a truck? By a truck?
No, it actually came in pieces.
Oh, I see.
Well, the guys brought it in a truck. Yeah, they brought it in a truck, but it was they already had it set up because I bought the floor model, so I could get a better deal.
This is cool.
Is this incredible? So,
Now, how long have you had this?
this has been, I've made 3 payments on it, so 3 months. 3 months.
With 10 grand?
Oh, it's you're right in between. So it was, normally they're $18.99, but they are, this one was, I got it for $15.99 because it's the floor model.
Wow, this is
Isn't-
way impressive.
Isn't this impressive? Everybody that comes and sees it just goes, oh my gosh.
This is
It is,
really
and I
nice.
just put this on. Steve, you haven't seen this yet. These are my micro handles. This is a new thing.
Oh,
because
jogs
I'm
it kinda?
doing Yeah, so I'm doing, this is all by hand. This is one of those harder quilts because I've got to do all of this by hand. I did a lot of this. There is a thing on the computer part that you can do straight lines, but see what happens because these
No,
aren't printed
you end up-
correctly.
you end up buying this pattern with the pre-printed?
This is a customer's. This
Okay.
is a pre-printed one because she did the embroidery, and that's all pre-printed on here.
She
Normally,
does hand embroidery? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
she's done
she's
parts of it.
done
and
parts of it. Now she
you-
wants me to quilt it on the lines that were already on there. That's way harder. That's way more difficult because I have to figure. So I had to go get something to be able to do these curves nicely because I'm not good enough because I don't practice enough freehand. Because now I'm all computerized. So for the last 2 years, I've done nothing but computer, and I don't have time to play with the hand. Where I could see most of the girls that do any of the a lot of hand
Freehand
guiding, they could do this with nothing. But mine aren't even enough. And when you've got lines on here, you kind of
Really
have to
sticks
be
out
like,
like a
"Ah."
sword.
Gotta
But those are
follow.
going to wash away, so it's not
Oh,
going
those
to
will.
look that bad.
This all washes away. then?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's not bad. That'll wash away when she's done. But this is how, oh my.
This is
Now this is a PC.
this is beyond.
It is
sexy.
beyond. It is.
This is beyond sexy. This is like,
I love
wow.
it. I know. I
God, this
love
looks
it.
like so much fun.
It is. See, you guys have to come back so we can play. This has, of course, you see the USB sticks, and you go in and you download patterns. You can make your own. I have software for this too, but I haven't had time to play with that. But I know how to do it, but I haven't had time. So I go in here and I load a pattern, and there's built-in ones, and then the extra ones that I bought. I have lots and lots of patterns, and I'll show you the one I just did on somebody's. This is just a fill pattern that most people like. This is what we all start out with the machine quilting. You want to see, Cindy? Come on over. Okay, so this is called a stipple, and then you go up here and you zoom. You can pan it. Okay,
I'm
it
impressed.
measures it. I can take this and just move it over here.
So you can stretch or shrink to size
Oh
and
yes,
stuff?
oh yes.
So if you
These-
want to fill an area,
Oh, absolutely. I can just measure that out.
so if you have this area and you want to fill
Oh, yeah.
it, you just put that on and it
Yep.
fills it.
Yep. So I can go over here, and I've got. Whoops.
Let me get over here. You can have that spot.
Let's see. Let me get the bobbin up here. Bobbin. Drag that all the way across. So I can start over here and say reset home, and that takes it down to 0.
That's your, okay.
Yeah, so the X
That's your
and the
X,
Y,
Y-axis,
okay, and then it goes over here. And I don't usually have this here, except that I'm sitting at this one because I'm doing it by hand. Normally, see, I can put this on. It's going to stitch it out. I can be over here working, and it's all I have to do is listen to see, hear if
Make
it's
sure the thread is
if the thread is still. That's the only thing this doesn't have. It doesn't.
automatic sensor.
No, it does not stop if it breaks the thread or the bobbin runs out. And like my sewing machine does, it'll tell me when my bobbin's going to run out. Okay, so here, and see, it tells me it's 94.59 in width. And then I can measure it this direction, so I know that this is, the bigger this gets, the less room I have here. So I have to make sure I'm going to be able to
Oh, I see
fit.
what you mean. Okay.
So my
Right.
that old one that I used to have, it was like this length, but you could only quilt like this much. So now the 18-incher, there is a 24-inch as well. It's even wider. Isn't this amazing? And then the backing's on here. So you put the backing.
Oh, this is, okay.
So
this
it's
is
all
actually-
together. So when I'm done, this quilt will be all done, and it's all I'll have to do is trim this down, and then I bind it. I put a binding on it to finish it. This, where you sew this little piece on,
Right.
and then you turn it over, and then you stitch it down again, and then that finishes your quilt. So it's got front, back, and the whole thing. Isn't that amazing? So let me show you some of my the other patterns. It's just, they're very cool.
Now, has Paul actually came and seen this?
No, he hasn't been here.
Can he actually get in here?
Oh yeah, he can come down. He's not real crazy about coming to the house, and I don't know. I'm not
Is it
sure.
too awkward for him?
That's what I think. Oh, down here though is not bad at all, and he can get in the bathroom. So he will come. Upstairs he doesn't like it all because we have to bring him up that
Oh, okay.
That
thing, and it worries him.
incline.
Yes, Okay, so like this one, this is really fun. Do you believe that? So when you put that in, the bears and the
yeah, I couldn't
stars.
see that it was bear
Can you
stuff.
see
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
can
yeah.
now.
See better,
I can
yeah.
now.
And then you just say load. And this will come up a certain size. Then you shrink,
Stretch,
resize,
yeah.
stretch, whatever. And then you repeat it how many ever times it needs to go across. And then you can, what's it called? My brain is.
Definitely repeat.
Yeah,
Or doesn't
it's
okay.
repeat, but let's see. Oh, so it's telling us it's 16 inches wide, 16.30, and 10
That was the
high.
default.
That was the default. And then you can go in, and then you can skew to fit.
Oh,
So once I
okay.
get it to the size, because you're not exact, you can, and so I need a couple inches or an inch more, I can skew it. And especially when I was doing that stipple pattern I was showing you guys, it wasn't, I didn't want it real small. So when I put it across, but I still didn't like it, so I made it wider and longer, and it was beautiful. She was so thrilled. She was just nuts about those
So how long have you
quilts.
had this one?
This one's 3 months.
So you're just getting used to it?
Just
then?
getting used to it. I didn't.
You now do you teach on these?
Oh no, I'm not. Oh no, I've been teaching on 2 years
For
at
this
the shop.
the same machine?
This is why.
Oh,
This
okay.
is why. It had an older. This just now came out with this computer part.
God, that's great.
Can you believe it? So you can take this off. So this is a PC. It just comes off. No, it's unbelievable. So the other day, I was going to tell you what the problem was the other day. See how this just pulls off? Oop. Okay.
What product is it looking for the
Oh,
USB?
probably. So the other day, I'm in the middle of those 3 quilts. I'm on the 3rd one. I'm like, okay, let's get it. I'm so happy because I needed to get to cleaning and the groceries, for everybody. So I'm getting down.
One corner of it, and oh man, I gotta get trash out. I got some other things. I just let the hose run for a little while. While I'm out front putting trash out on the street, and I hear this horrendous crash. I thought, man, it sounded like it come from over the neighborhood. God almighty, boy, something just collapsed. I thought, what the hell? Friday morning, my birthday, 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm going, oh my God. I walked out there, and my whole wall, the whole north side of my wall was in the creek. The whole thing.
What happened?
I let the hose run on the day. I thought, well, what the deal was, I was
He
hosing
only
down.
engineered it for one direction, not for the other direction.
What is it, all sand?
Yeah, but I got filter weave behind, I got filter cloth behind it and all, and what it did was it got so much water behind it, because what it was is that Johannes had gotten some sand from next door, and it had some mud in it, and the mud was hung on bricks, and I couldn't get it to come off, and it wasn't hosing like the sand is. The sand is so fine in there, just because it's silk, it just runs and drops in the brick, and it's done with it. Well, I thought, oh hell, I'll just let the hose run, and it'll run down the end, because I kind of got to where it drains down toward, and it caught it and bowed that, and it bowed it out. I mean, I was more pissed off because I wasn't actually there to see it.
Yeah.
And see the tsunami that it caused. I mean, I'm talking about probably about 300 of those blocks went overboard and tipped the all, and the filter cloth, it bowed out like 3 or 4 feet before it went. Okay, so well, all right, let's not cry over spilt blocks. The party went off. The next Saturday, I got the day off. The tide's low, so I reset all the cinder blocks, put it all back up, backfill it, put up 5 high, and I got up to the 10th one, and I backfilled it because I'd thrown all that sand back up on the patio wall, because you got to get down to the bottom to get all the cinder blocks.
Oh yeah,
chip
just
cinder blocks
yeah,
up.
yeah.
I got all done. Saturday afternoon, man, I've been wringing wet, man. Like, oh, it's hot, humid. Thought, well, I don't have time to finish putting all the brick and the hell, I'll just leave them. I'll do that tomorrow. Come around about 8:30 Sunday morning. I'm sitting out there and having me some cold water and thinking, yeah, it's about time I get out there and put the papers down. Here come a damn storm, rain 2.5 inches in 1 hour. 1 hour. I'm in a downpour, a day, you couldn't even hear yourself, you couldn't even hear, him and I couldn't yell at each other sitting this far apart underneath the pavilion, because it's got a tin roof.
my.
Well, it started bulging and bulging and going, oh my God. I went out there and I pushed it over myself. I only got about 8 or 10 feet of it to replace this
I
time.
think I would give up on that seawall.
No, I mean, it's fine. If I hadn't ran the hose out to start with, it would have been fine. It was more water than it could handle. Even the 2.5 inches of rain would have been fine, except there was a couple of feet of pavers and brick that I had not put back in place because I didn't have the time, you know?
Weep holes in it or something?
Nah, you can't have weep holes in it. It'll erode it real bad. You can't have the weep holes in it. No, it's got to have a filter cloth behind it to hold it in place. It'll do fine as long as it's all set and everything's done and I don't leave the hose run on. Even rain won't bother because the rain. I watched the rain and it rained for 30 or 40 minutes before it collected up and up, and then it started eroding that sand and getting underneath the pavers on the edge of it, and it got on the edge of it and went down in between that filter weave, and then it was, you should have seen the bow it did. You see how far it bows out? Because what it does, it catches behind that filter cloth, and it's not really filter cloth, it's like that garden cloth.
Yeah,
It has no holes in it, so I was under the impression that the water went through it, but kept the sand in it. Not wrong. It doesn't let nothing out, and that's what it just, just bowed
so
out.
it just got it,
Bowed
got
out
it.
the plastic. So
Oh.
I'm gonna look at something different for filter cloth behind it, because they have some stuff for seawalls that's special for seawalls. This stuff's cheap, inexpensive, and I use
Yeah.
it. It ain't the
It's
right
not
stuff.
working.
No.
Oh,
Holding the water
man.
back.
Now on the west side it's fine because the water doesn't collect there, but I wanted someplace for some of it to drain off, but it don't drain exactly right.
Ooh, yeah, yes, sweetheart.
I was under
You
the
went
impression that stuff, water
Of
went through
course.
it also.
Can you just
I'm gonna have to test
not
the
have
stuff
the
that I have.
volume on?
Some of it
Is
some
it
of it
the
goes
black?
that stuff that's called garden
Thank you
cloth.
for asking.
That
Landscape fabric.
That has
Yeah.
landscape-
And I
landscape.
buy it at Costco when they have big rolls.
Well,
It's
you
real
can buy
cheap.
100 foot roll for $25 all day at Home Depot, and it's got a stake every 15 or 20 feet of 1x1 oak stake with a point in it, so you can drive it down. They have to use it down
Oh, I
there.
haven't seen
They're
that.
required to use it for anything, any kind of excavation anywhere, so that excavation, any of that fall off dirt does not get into the water system there, you know. And
Where I've used it is on pavers to be able, in other words, you put down 1.25 inches of sand.
No,
Coffee, more coffee, you
And
sure?
Yeah, thank you. I mean,
That
very
goes
good.
below the sand to keep weeds from coming up, and also,
weeds grow right through it. I'm telling you, they'll grow right
Oh,
through it.
yeah.
I got dollar weed that grew right through the sides of it and out.
we haven't had that problem.
Well, you guys don't
Why,
have,
we
you
have-
guys don't have dollar weed, but I mean, it's just like a little
We have weeds that grow up through the pavers.
grass.
I don't
It'll
think it
grow
grows through the pavers, I think it grows in the cracks of the
In the
paver.
cracks,
Okay,
yeah.
well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what
the
I'm
cracks of
talking
paper-
Yeah,
about.
but that's not going
That's
below.
still coming through the cloth.
No, because the cloth is down
Well, let
low.
me tell you, you're talking about 5 feet down. That's 5 feet of sand and the brick pavers and pavers and stuff on top of it, and the seawall and that filter cloth. And when that wall went down, there is grass, actual grass, growing through the filter weave and the dollar weave growing through it, and was up behind the wall. I'm going, how the hell? I didn't know that stuff could grow through that stuff. So it does grow through it. It will push through it. I couldn't believe it was that strong to grow through it. But when I grabbed a hold of the weeds of it, they got to be on the outside. I figured they were going to put some sand between the filter cloth and the outside retaining wall. It gone through it, and there was some places where you could see some weeds growing, some grass growing through the. People thought, oh hell, it's just dirt that got overboard and went and filtered down in between them blocks, dude. It went through the weed, man. I thought, whoa.
You need some rocks in there.
In a state.
Gravel.
That's what he gets when he drives to Wrightwood. We loaded his truck up with rocks
They're
before.
all still in my front yard. You know how many comments I have on them rocks? People love them. Oh man, people want some of them rocks. Oh hell yeah, dude.
They're really valuable to him.
Oh, ain't no rocks there, dude. I mean, ain't no
Well,
rocks
did
there.
you bring some from up here too? Down there or
Yeah,
not?
a few.
Not very
Yeah,
many?
not that many from here.
Okay.
Most of them are from John's place. Now, one big giant one, when I rolled it off the tailgate of my truck.
Isn't that the one we put in with the backhoe?
Yep, that's one that bit the tailgate when I rolled it off. I mean, bent where it wouldn't even close. I had to beat it with a sledgehammer. It wouldn't even
It'll
close.
probably cost you an extra couple $100 for gas just to get it back there.
Son of a bitch.
How big was the rock? Pretty big?
It was huge.
It wasn't,
Well,
I
in
mean,
diameter?
for a pickup truck it was huge. It wasn't,
half-
it wasn't big
half
for
ton
what we
pickup.
have.
A half ton pickup. No, it's a huge rock. And then I rolled it out. It bit the tailgate of the truck. It damn near broke a 4x4 that was holding my end of my porch up when it hit it. I rolled it off the back of the truck. That's a hell of a rock. I got it propped up with the broke piece, the piece that broke off of it. There's probably a 150, 200-pound chunk that broke off of it, and I put it up behind it and propped it up. It's all I could do to lift one edge of it back then when I took it out there, when I took
Pretty
it home.
stout, huh?
You say there's no rock?
Nowhere. Nope.
It's all sand.
It's all sand.
Silica
Silica
sand.
sand,
Silica
yeah.
sand.
I'll be darned.
White, pure white silica sand.
And
that
when
the
you
road
walk in,
is really
it like
fine, right?
squeaks.
It's little. If you look in a magnifying glass, it's well, you know the road signs, how they got reflection in them. That's silica sand.
That's silica
It's little
sand.
tiny round balls of glass, and you can't use it. You
It's
can't use it.
round, so it
You
doesn't,
cannot, you
yeah.
cannot use it in cement. It will
because
not.
it doesn't, okay,
It
there's
won't.
not-
strength.
There's
Okay.
well, no.
Doesn't-
There's strength, but there's no irregular edges. It won't. It just
Correct.
disintegrates.
When you walk in and the sand down,
Squeaks.
it squeaks. When you're down at the beach, it's
Your
weird.
feet. It's the
It's
damnest
odd.
thing you've ever seen. And
It's
you will
odd.
get sunburnt.
Oh,
to be
big,
damned.
quick.
Because it reflects off of it?
Oh, yeah.
You can look down the beach. You can look down, and you can see 5 miles out. And there's this white aura over
Yeah.
the top of the beach. It's this damnest thing you ever seen.
Reflection
bro.
is
Oh,
unbelievable.
it's rad. It just so
Hey, you gotta
the
wear
world's most beautiful
sunglasses
beaches,
out
I mean, it's
there.
rated. It's world
Oh, yeah.
world rated beaches, man. I mean, we've got gorgeous beaches. Emerald green water, most crystal clear green water
It's
you ever see.
gorgeous. It's clear.
crystal clear, but it gets this green, emerald green color because of the white sand. It's rad, bro. And you can see the fish swimming all over anywhere you go, all on the beach. You can see the sharks swimming with the swimmers, and
Oh, that sounds fun.
it is.
Oh, it's always nice to be able to see those, you know.
Sharks.
Well, some people have been killed down there, but they were doing some foolish things. The one kid got his butt bit off because he had bait in his pockets. He was fishing. He got in the water. And the young girl that got
They'll
bit, she got
teach 'em.
bit right here, and she was on her period.
Oh, no.
Oh, and
And,
she was
and
out in the water.
those are two people that have been killed in our area in the last couple of years. You know, and the sharks are there. I've been up in condos, and you look down the beach, and you can see them. But they don't bother people unless they're doing something lame. You know, like that.
That's why they're swimming.
Like
Like
got bait in
swimming,
your pocket.
like getting near them.
They got bait in their
Yes, like
pocket,
in
you know.
there, yeah.
Bull sharks,
Bait in their drawers, you know.
hammerheads, bull shark, tiger shark, sand tigers.
You ready, man? Oh, yeah, no, you got a good game.
They're offshore. They don't come up the beach. They're offshore.
I do.
Predator. We
I-
got a lot of other
I
stuff
can't
though.
so
Man. We
that I
got
realized that I might
bluefish,
get mine eventually. I mean, after the wider
mackerel,
seas,
stuff like that. Right close to be cobia. Got a lot of stuff that stays right close to the beach. Because there's a lot of bait there. That's one thing. A lot of herring and minnows and stuff like that. Ball up right there close to the beach. And you've got a sandbar, and then you've got the second sandbar. A lot of times they're in between the first and second sandbar, but it's calmer in there. You know.
Yeah, not looking at it.
For,
It was so fast.
Oh.
I'm like, dang it, I wish the boys were here because they would have. Well,
it's
because
for,
especially
like,
David right now because he's taking geography of the U.S. and Canada, and he would have been because Uncle Stevie was talking about like the geography of the coast of the Gulf of Mexico and stuff. And I was like, David would have just totally right.
oh, hey, pretty good? Good. Oh, there we go. That's the best part. Why? Yeah, that helps. Well, I'm glad to see you projected this out.
They had a real good video of a whale down in the Gulf
Yeah.
that got tangled up
Yeah.
in a
Time that's not a dragon.
in some net, fishing net, and was drowning. There was last
Yeah, it wasn't very long ago.
year, I
That's in the
think,
Gulf of California, though.
in the
right?
Gulf, yeah. And this
Los Angeles.
this boat was riding out there with a couple of guys that were divers.
That was
And-
actually off of Oceanside. That was actually in Southern California.
No,
The
that
one
was in the
last
Gulf,
month.
wasn't it?
The one, no, last month that was off of.
No, that was about 6 months ago.
Oh, it's a different one.
A year ago, somewhere around there. And I saw it about 4 or 5 months ago. And the boat comes up to it, and they look at it, and the thing looks like it's dead. One guy swims out to it and starts inspecting it, and the whale come up and broached or blew something out of his head, whatever they do,
Blowhole.
and the thing was still alive, but he's all tangled up with this netting. So the family starts pulling the netting off, and getting the thing cut off of them, and all they had was a pocket knife. They didn't have a lot of equipment. They start pulling it off and cutting pieces off of it. They finally got one of the fins loose, and the thing was able to swim. It pulled the boat. They had the boat tied to it. They pulled the boat, I don't know, half a mile away, and then it stopped again. They got up close and started pulling more of it off. They finally got the thing freed. The whale went a little ways out. He done the most beautiful dancing you ever saw for half an hour or an hour. Dancing up on the top of the water.
Being so happy.
Beautiful
Pretty
scene.
amazing trip.
It was about a half an hour, 45-minute film,
That's amazing.
and the thing was they're dancing for, and the little
I'm
kid,
surprised I never saw
like
that. I never saw
Kaylee,
that.
No.
Just local?
like Kaylee's was in the boat. Mama, that fish is thanking us for freeing him. And it was the most beautiful thing you ever saw.
Wow, I like to see that.
I've got it on my desktop, and
Yeah?
I go back and look at it every once in a while.
Can you email it to me?
Huh?
Can you email it to me?
Yeah,
Yeah, do that, Pop. I'd like to see that. I really would.
Oh,
That sounds killer.
it's the most beautiful thing you ever saw. The way that fish was so thankful that he got freed.
Hell, I guess. Dude, gonna croak.
Bless you.
You gonna live?
She sounds like I do.
Unfortunately,
You guys don't smoke.
that's one of the ones I inherited,
I've been coughing since I got here too. I don't know what it is. I wasn't coughing like this at home, man. Since I've been here, I've been
Allergy
coughing.
stuff.
There's a lot of stuff in the air.
It gets me. I mean, when we went to Tennessee, when Tani got married, we got off the plane and I just started coughing. I coughed that whole weekend.
I'll be darned.
We got on the
Oh,
plane.
it was serious. We thought there was something wrong.
I mean, we got on the plane halfway home. I stopped coughing. It was something in the air. I mean,
We went to Hawaii.
last
and-
year,
Last year,
and he got it.
which is really,
I'll be darned.
Paula doesn't get to me. I thought it was coming down, so I was afraid to get near our friends and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, it cleared up and I was fine. And
I
it
didn't
was-
cough at all till we got to Portland. Got out when I had a smoke, but I thought, damn, it couldn't be a cigarette. Cause I smoked cigarettes at the house. I didn't cough. I mean, as soon as we got to Portland,
different stuff affects your body
ain't no telling.
differently.
Yeah.
Well, she's doing a whole lot better right now. When we left Wrightwood, the pollen, the pine pollen is so heavy. We're talking about use your wipers use the wiper in the
Cindy was
car,
telling me
and a
about
half
that.
an hour later you get in there, and I mean you got to use the wipers again. You can't see out the windshield. There's so much pollen.
That rad.
Oh yeah, I'm
She was
talking
talking
about.
about.
Oh.
Cindy was
My
talking
eyes,
about,
my eyes were just like swollen shut. It was
And then
awful.
yellow like the lettering on her shirt there. I mean golden.
Oh
and
yeah,
yellow.
it's every bit
And
that
it's
yellow.
everywhere until it rains. I mean, you can look up at the trees and all the stamens, I think, on the pine trees are just completely covered. You see waves of when the wind blows.
Cindy was telling me about it. We get it bad down there too, man. Like, you get it, but it ain't like you're talking about. But
And
it
it's
gets like
rub
a
your eyes.
green, yellow green
And then your
tint
eyes
on the
just
damn
start
truck.
No, it's pine pollen.
Pine from the pine trees.
I washed.
No, we're in Wrightwood, California, up in the mountains.
Yeah, we get it there too. Florida.
I washed the car, pulled it out of the garage, left it out for a while one day, and it was kind of a warmer day, yeah, at Dad's house, and all the pine trees and stuff. And I never realized how much pine, all the yellow, it was just a real light coat. I mean, it wasn't as heavy as you guys got. But it was light coat over the whole car, going, damn, what the hell did I keep the thing out so long for? And I never really noticed ever before. I mean, I always noticed sap on the truck or the car if you leave it out, but yeah, it was quite a bit of, but it was just,
right off of
you know, you just blow it and it would go off. It wasn't that heavy, but there was a fair amount out there.
There's so much in this time of the year. I mean, if you don't have a swamp cooler going, you got all the doors and windows open. The stuff on the hardwood floors, you can like slide across the hardwood floors because it's so slick and full of stuff. And you don't ever mess with it because if you clean it up, a half an hour later, it's right back there again.
Swamp cooler. She said that last night. It's so light with all that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've told that story so many times. No, man, they don't use air conditioning in California. What are you talking about? They use swamp cooler.
They don't know what you're.
Swamp cooler, what the hell's that?
Have you tried one of them damn things down
It wouldn't
in
even work.
Florida?
Would.
No, it'd be raining in the house. I mean, it would probably cause it to rain. There's so much
Probably
humidity
would,
there. It would
yeah.
never work.
Water would be dripping off the
won't
walls.
evaporate. Oh God, it'd be horrible. I mean, air conditioning. You go to the Golden Corral and see people do this once in a while. Some of the tables right up front, there's a little wall, like a knee wall, and it's like where the roof changes pitch. And there's they put the air conditioning ducts in the returns, and they get so much humidity for the people coming in and out of the front door that it gets all the condensation on it and it drips. And people, you see it. So we moved the tables just a little bit so nobody's getting hit by it. It was a funny thing.
There's a
man.
rain gutter up there or something.
Oh, with air conditioning, man, it will sweat the. I mean, I don't know how many houses I've gone in and hit them with bleach because around all the vents in the house, the vents
Or the mold.
they'll mold real bad right around the edges of it. It'll be wet. I mean, actually dripping. And people put pans and stuff on the floor because it's dripping out of that damn deal in the summertime, man. It's just like so humid, you know.
We're talking about
You
air
ain't
conditioning.
never
and you
lived
gotta
till you
put
tried.
on sleeve.
You ain't never tried. You ain't never lived till you've been in a humid belt, man. It's all.
You know what? You can live all your life and not have to experience it be all right.
I could live all my
I
life
do
and not
too.
miss it.
Yeah. I was down there for 6 months and that was more than enough for me in the summertime.
Japan had it.
Was it
in
pretty
the
bad?
Southern part of Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you get out of take a shower.
Yeah.
Get dressed. You're in the air-conditioned ship. You walk out of the ship,
And
and I mean, within a minute or two, you're soaking wet.
Yeah.
And
It's like taking a shower.
So you can just sit. You can just be sitting here talking like this, be sweating.
Yeah.
With a fan going on.
doesn't interest me at all.
No.
That kind of humidity.
Nice place though, bro. Best fishing I've ever seen, man. Ain't no fishing on the West Coast you can even touch it. And right there at our house. Eddie caught a 17-inch flounder there off our dock the other night. Just drew a grub out and went boink boink. Hey, Poppy, I got one on. What do you got, Ed? Oh, it's a flounder. I said, what? I went down there and scooped it up. Sure enough, 17-inch flounder. And that's a damn nice flounder for down there. And that's back in our canal. And then there was a 23, 24-inch speck that was floating around, but wouldn't hook it. I
So that all sandy bottom right there.
It's sandy, muddy, you know. It's kind of brackish it's brackish, and there's a creek on the west side of the property, and then there's the actual canal that I live on. You know, kind of drops into there. It's pretty much sandy. There's some places where because the creek has been running for so many years, it's kind of muddy.
Cindy's been trying to look up, fishing regulations and stuff, to see what it is we gotta do with like on there, so I downloaded the other day, the Fish and Game rules for California.
That laundry girl?
You wanna talk about a joke.
Oh, I bet.
For freshwater, $43 for the license.
For a resident?
Yeah. For a resident.
Wow.
If you want a second pole,
Oh, no.
it's another, I don't know, $8 or something. So it's like $50 to go fishing, and that has nothing to do with salt
What,
water.
you mean you can fish in 2 poles? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
Charging more for an extra
Yes.
pole?
Wait, I haven't even got even close to the thing yet.
Because you see them guys
So,
piers down there.
so then I start looking through, and I'm
Well,
going,
you
well, I
have to
just
buy
need to
a
find
second
the basic rules,
sticker.
I mean, the basic.
And that goes on your
There is
pole.
no
No,
basic.
no, no. It goes on your license.
Every body of water has a different catch
Regulation.
and
Yes.
size,
size limit, bag limit.
Okay, but if you're 16 years old, you don't need a license still. But you got to fill out a report card and send in a report card. If you're over 62 or 63, you can buy a lifetime license. But you have to fill out a report card.
You get a free senior citizen one in lifetime in.
It's like
Florida.
$300 and some dollars for a senior
Well, you
fishing
know,
license. And then if you want a second pole, it's another It's another $150 on top.
When I went to Florida, there was no license at all required. You can go fishing, you catch all the fish you want, you can go to the market, you can sell them, whatever. Now they've come up with regulations, everybody pisses them on. I want you, if you can, if it's possible, to print that out or to email that to me so that I can print it out and show it to those guys down there.
Oh, I can email it.
There's always been a regulation in California. I grew up with a regulation. When you were 16 years old, you had to have a fishing license, and you know it was all that. And it's gotten that much more complicated.
Oh. Well, I'm
I
not
want all of
finished.
it. I want all of it. Though. I don't want part of it. I want all of it.
I got
gotta
all
have
of it in a PDF
I gotta
file.
have it. I want to give it to Westbrook because he bitches and moans.
It is
They have made so many
so-
restrictions on our fishing down there. It's gotten out of hand.
It is
They
so
have-
complicated. I'm almost thinking about not fishing because
I told
wait,
John I'm okay now.
And then-
I really am.
then the final straw. Okay, so that's dealing with fishing game, you know. And then I'm going, okay, so it costs us $100 to go fishing. So what happens if we catch some fish? So I'm putting in a search for Lake Almanor. And
Almanor. Where the hell's Almanor?
Northern California. It's since
It's like
19
the largest man-made lake, and I don't know
man-made.
if
It was
it's
a
California or
power
the United
generating
States. I don't know
lake.
exactly,
And
but
did you
it's
say the early 1900s or?
yeah, 1912 or something like that.
I don't
Yeah.
remember hearing it.
And it's
Well, Clear Lake I thought was supposed to be one of the largest
that's
lakes.
natural. So
It is
Clear Lake is
Yeah,
natural.
It is
Natural,
natural, yeah.
So I put in the search, and all of a sudden I come up with this PDF file, and it's talking about Northern California lakes mercury contamination with fish.
Even if we catch a fish, you can't eat it.
What is on the front? This document's 96 pages long. What's on the front of this document?
Lake
Picture of Lake Almanor.
Oh, great.
So you go through this document, and it's talking about in different areas, all lakes in Northern California have mercury contamination, and they use mercury for gold mining and stuff. So there's mercury in the water.
Separate the gold.
Which means you can
Well,
feed
you
the fish, but
only-
you can only eat like 2 fish every 6 months. Is that what it is
Exactly,
or
something
whatever?
like that.
We've got the same thing here.
So not only this, here in the Fish and Game rules, you get to the end of it, and it starts talking about, oh, don't eat more than 1 fish per week for an adult, you know, and if you're a youngster, only 1 fish per month because of the mercury contamination. Going, so we're going to spend $100.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with putting new line on and buying bait.
And you
know,
can't-
there's
and you
driving,
can't catch any
driving and
fish.
stuff like that. Why in the hell bother going fishing? Go to the store and just buy the stuff. You
It's still
know?
mercury contaminated.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta send that shit to me. Cause
Oh, I got it.
I buy a license for my boat a year. Costs me $201.50. And
So is that a
people-
commercial?
No, it's a charter license.
Okay.
I get 10 passenger, whatever. This costs more for each increment that you go up. But for 4 people on my boat, doesn't have to have no license, could come out and fish. You have to go by the catch limits and that kind of stuff, and the size limits, and we have some slot fish. You know, like a redfish got to be between 18 and 27 inches. Can't be over, can't be under. Speckled trout got to be over. What are they, Ed?
Speckled trout can be. You
Huh?
can keep one over 22 inches.
Over 20. One over 20. You can have 5 of them, but they got to be over 12 inches. I think 12, 14 inches. Flounders over 12. But
So a basic
that
set
license
of
cost me
rules.
for 4 people to come fish on my boat with no license or nothing else. Cost me $201.50. But you can come on my
And that's all year.
Oh, the boat carries the license.
Resident or non-resident
Yeah.
doesn't make any difference.
Don't make a shit if you're from outer space. Don't cost you nothing. Ain't gotta have a license. But if you get out, you can fish from the shore now and not have to have a license. But if you get on any floating device or on a boat, you have to have a license. But all the charter boats down there carry a license that anybody walks on their boat, they're covered on their
When
license.
I
That's
send
not
this
the
to
way it
you,
is here.
No,
when I send this
Yeah, I
PDF,
know that 'cause, we grew up fishing on all them head boats and party boats.
when I
and
send this
stuff.
PDF file to you, make sure you look at the first page or two, because where their push is right now is when you go and you get a license, you're in a database, and if you fail, where their push is, if you fail to fill out the report card, you're gonna be like blackballed and not be able to fish period in the future. Even if you go out on a pier, you know, you still don't, a pier is like being under 16.
Right, right.
You catch a fish,
Yeah, you don't have to have a license.
I think you gotta
From
you gotta
land or
fill
from
out a
pier,
report
as long as
card.
it's not a floating device, as long as it's not a floating device, as long as you're not on a floating device, in the state. It used to be, they used to have a license required from fishing from the shore. So many people pissed and moaned about, they did away with it. It's only from a floating device or a floating dock. You know, something floated actually in the water.
So you can surf fish then?
You can surf fish, you can fish from the bank, you can fish from a jetty, you can fish from a pier. All that stuff doesn't have a license required.
Wait, those guys
And I'm
are
not talking about a floating device. I'm
these
talking
guys are
about
headed
a
towards-
YOLO board.
These
or
guys are headed
a
towards
kayak.
what's in this document I'm gonna send you. It is,
That's
I
unreal.
could not,
And we need to explain the way you're explaining. I mean, it's ridiculous. What the hell? Why go fishing?
See, I'm gonna go on our full hunting because Brian just got his hunting fishing combo, and I think he paid $120, and that's for like everything except the extra tags for like a deer tag and
That
that
was
kind of
cheap,
stuff.
too,
And
man.
our whole paper thing was like this thick, and that's all the fishing and hunting regulations. And Brian was griping about it
You guys
because
are
he was
15.
like,
we used to be able to go
No more
before you go
griping.
out fishing. You get the new, you go to Kmart and you get the new booklet and you'd read it in half an hour and you would know all the rules. After spending an hour looking at this
When we
thing,
smoked the Owens Rivers board, did we have a license back in those days?
yes,
We
but,
did?
but just a
Yeah,
basic.
but it was just a basic
basic
freshwater license.
I could not figure out, oh, and the size of hook and how many
circle-
points and
circle
how
hook.
big the hook is
Oh,
and the
man.
style of hook and you can't use this. And if you're out on
You only use circle hooks in
and you can't
Gulf of
have a
Mexico.
gaff that's over 3 feet long, the handle, and the gaff can't be bigger than so much because I don't want you free gaffing fish. I mean to tell you, it is like the complication.
Sound like they got it all covered.
are the fish dwindling in California? There aren't any
They
fish.
can't be.
No,
No,
they
they
have-
afford-
they
no,
have-
they afford it.
Now, they'll
It
be
is.
giving away licenses in the future.
Other than a game warden, I don't know that anybody could possibly understand all of the rules that are in this thing.
I bet there ain't many game wardens could tell you what all the regulations.
probably not.
I doubt it. you
But
know?
they probably get their pet ones. Oh,
There's a lot of guys down here.
you know, I'm gonna get
down
these
there.
guys because
the hooks.
they are gonna be in Jackson Lake. And
There's a
they're
lot of
gonna-
guys, there's a lot of guys down there that are Marine Patrol people that don't know all the regulations. They can't figure it out. And we're not nothing complicated.
And I think
like
you
that.
gotta have the license displayed, and you gotta hang it. It's gotta be above your waist. I'm not sure about that on hunting. I know you do, but you gotta
I
have
think you
it.
might have to on freshwater fishing, maybe not saltwater, but on freshwater.
You gotta have it
fishing, you probably
displayed.
might have to.
And, oh yeah, it's.
That's funny, those regulations you're talking
Christ,
about.
That's
I'm playing with my new iPad this morning. I'm looking at the beginning of it, and I get to the page where the agreement is.
How many pages of agreement?
It's
Like all
about 10, 12 pages. Finest print, I couldn't see it with my magnifying glass. And then at the end
You
of
have
it
to say
says, I
accept."
agree. Anybody that reads all of that is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. That's why we all hit I agree. So gosh only knows.
No, but you know,
Gosh only
I
knows
ran
what we're
into one of
agreeing
them
to.
that if at least you didn't scroll down the pages, the agree box wouldn't come up. You at
Exactly.
least
Yeah, you
had
had to go
to
through
scroll through all the pages before the I agree box popped up.
I was on one.
And there's
where
no
it
button
went
for
too
you
fast
disagree.
Oh,
Great.
yeah. It's
No, you
not
gotta-
there until you get to the last page of the agreement, then it pops up that, yes, I agree with this.
You don't get an
So
option.
you either get I agree or cancel.
What kind of crap have we agreed to?
Yeah, no kidding. We
I've
all
never
did.
read them. I've never read one of them.
That's Apple.
Agree. Yeah, let's
Cover your house,
Just-
take your
just take your
goal.
goal.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, I can't believe how radical they got the regulation.
Well, they got a free
You know what? And we got shit down
free
in our regulation
fishing
where it says
license.
the state of California claims that this causes cancer. Well, who gives a damn if the state of California claims it causes cancer? What the hell? It causes cancer in California? What, do you think it's going to cause cancer in Florida? Are you come on? What? And it's listed on a lot of products in Florida.
And it says California.
It says
Oh, yeah.
California. The
Yeah.
state of California has
Determined that
determined that it causes cancer. This causes cancer. This product could cause cancer, or causes cancer in
Laboratory
animals. Yeah. I was looking for the right word.
I'm like, God, I remember growing up and seeing that kind of stuff, and Dawn and I would be like, it's a good thing we're not laboratory animals. Oh no, it was, do you remember Dawn doing that? There was like a bottle of soda or something on the table, and we're sitting around the dining room table,
That's
and
what I thought you were gonna say.
all of a sudden, out of the blue, Dawn goes, but what if you're not a laboratory animal? And we're like, what the crap are you talking about? She goes, no, really, have you ever thought about it? What if you're not? We're like, what? And I think we were in high school, and we're like, Dawn, are you flipping out? And she goes, no, look, it says right here, and that's where it was. I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
Remember that? Yeah.
That sounds just like her. I can hear her saying it.
Yeah, exactly.
Grandpa, don't you get free fishing license?
I have a free.
That's what I thought.
Free for life, yeah.
Yes, same in Florida. You get a free one for life after you're 65,
Free?
I think. Yeah,
Yep.
free.
Wow.
For what age is
But you
that?
still have to follow all the
60,
regulations.
65 and up.
Senior, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, but we don't have nearly.
Yeah, but you have to
Here
fill out a
in
report
Florida,
card.
I think it's 60,
You don't have to do that
65,
either.
65 in Florida. Seniors ain't 55, they're 65.
Yeah.
They
I'm
changed
not
the-
sure that the report, and I never got to that point, but I'm not sure that the report card is free. Even though,
It's $43.
No Xerox.
if you're under 16, you can
Or
fish for free.
$55.
I think maybe the report card may cost, possibly, I don't know. You let me know if you read it and find it.
I want to trip on that. I really do. I got some people down there I want to.
Oh, I got it sitting around on my laptop, I'll send it.
This shit.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Email it to me, man. Those shit, man.
It's funny you guys have got Jerry Brown again.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Glenn Anderson used to be his
Okay, all right. If you're okay with it.
his lieutenant governor
You had it like.
the first time he was
Well,
governor.
Arnie resigned or did kick him out?
No,
No, he
lost.
did,
I think he
He
did
did
his
2
term.
terms
His
and.
term was up.
I think it was 2 terms.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, Arnie did 2 terms?
Yeah,
I
2
2
terms.
terms. 2.
He said.
Yeah,
I
and
think,
he-
I think so, and I think if it hadn't been at that limit, it would
I
have
thought I
been.
heard that he resigned or something, or was going to resign.
Brown?
That's when Brown, no one Brown took that.
Arnold.
I didn't think there was a limit on governor.
How many you need?
Oh, yeah, it's 2 terms, I
Yeah.
think,
That's
for the
it?
governor.
I didn't think there was a limit on governor.
Yeah.
It depends on.
Arnold had to get out because of his,
I don't think it's a federal
what
thing.
was it, his maid or whatever
Maid
it was, that was all
forever.
over the news, right?
Yeah. That was a little bit of a splash.
How about Edwards?
Yeah, he's-
Didn't they?
Man,
They had all the, they had all
He
the
got himself
jurors.
off the hook though, didn't he? I mean, it was a
Yep.
hung jury.
Yeah, they had all the jurors on there, man. And I guess the judge was all pissed off because it came to a hung jury, man. She got pissed off at him. And then,
Was he
Edwards-
guilty then? I don't know.
One broad says, guilty, not guilty. I think he did some illegal shit, but he covered his ass. That's basically what she
Just
said
a
on
juror?
Hannity. On Hannity. Yeah, Hannity, Sean Hannity had him on, what night was it? Thursday night, Wednesday night or Thursday night? Just before we left, you know, 'cause I was watching. And I hate Hannity. I can't stand that cracker. I don't like the guy. But I listened to him because I saw these jurors on there. Like, oh man, what happened? Oh, what's the deal? What was the verdict? And then finally they said, yeah, it was a hung jury. And I guess the judge read the foreman and the jury a riot act about not coming up with some kind of a verdict. And they took like 9 days. If they take 9 days, 10 days to deliberate, somebody's going, yeah, because they said they all thought he was guilty, but the prosecution could not produce enough evidence, and the evidence they showed was not enough to say, yes, he was guilty. It wasn't clear and clean enough.
What was it that he was being tried for? Was it corruption?
Corruption,
Sexual-
using,
sexual
funds,
harassment, wasn't it? Hiding,
not hiding, misuse,
misusing campaign funds, contributions, yeah.
Because a couple of rich people gave them
Paying off
several
that
$1 million to get
marriage,
rid of that broad and keep her hush hush about the broad and the kid and all
having a
this
kid,
stuff.
yeah.
This was campaign money?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
A couple of $1 million
No,
he
it was
paid her.
contributions. That's where the line was kind of fuzzy. It was contributions. It didn't say it was campaign funds because it never got put into the fund.
Everything squared up.
Actual campaign fund.
There was 2 or 3 donors that gave $1 million or
And he
something.
sucked that out.
He used
it for other.
But paid it back. But paid it back. Yeah, he paid it back.
when it was discovered.
Trust me, 9 days of jury deliberate. You know, something was not easy. Wasn't no fine line, and that was the whole thing. The prosecution didn't have evidence enough to make it without a reasonable doubt. You know,
What
or
state?
doubt.
You
You
being
know, what
Tilly?
state?
You being Tilly?
No, what state?
Oh, there's no state was that? North Carolina, I think it was. I think it was North Carolina. Was it North Carolina?
North or South Carolina, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's where he's from is North Carolina.
Yeah.
Have you read about that Zimmerman?
Yeah.
case,
I
that's
think that's
quite
bullshit. They should have
quite a
just
deal.
let him go. Jesus Christ. I mean, so he shot the guy beat the shit
He
out
said,
of him.
yeah, he said he had
Each other.
black eyes and
They showed some shots of him. You know, hey,
You're
it
with him.
happened. You know, I mean, it's ACLU and then
All your team.
Jesse Jackson and all them chumps are all making a big hubbub out of it. You know.
There's a bogus
She's doing, working out.
emails going around that show pictures of the kid
Really
that
answer.
in fact I just got it last week, and then when somebody sent it to me, I looked it up on Snoops, and sure enough it was all bogus stuff. They're saying in this email, it says that they're showing pictures of the kid when he was 13 or something. It looks all innocent and stuff, and then in this thing they produce pictures, and he's got tattoos and all
Yeah.
this kind of stuff.
Danny picture. That's a bogus one?
Yeah, it's an actor. It turns out that that's not the kid, it's some actor. Put in Snoops. I don't know, do you ever go to Snoops?
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, go to Snoops and you put it in there, and it'll pop it up there about all the
Well, I'm
bogus
glad to
stuff.
hear that because I kept thinking, wait a minute, maybe.
No,
there's
when I saw the
something
picture, I'm going, man, he doesn't look
You know,
like any little respectable kid.
The way the family attorney and all the blacks at ACLUs is like this guy just pulled out a gun and just blasted the kid. The kid beat the shit out of the guy. The guy was getting his ass beat, and he said, "Hey, the hell with
Oh,
you?
yeah,
Leave
it's
me
always
alone."
one, yeah.
You know, I mean, it looked to me like cut and dry. You know, I mean, it didn't look like no big deal.
inside
beat
of
the
a
crap out of the guy.
fenced
Community.
Yeah, inside of a
there,
gated,
yeah.
inside a gated community.
Gated
you have
community.
to have a code to get through them gates. I go through them all the time. You don't just walk into them. I just, you know, and some of them are more elaborate than others, but you have to have a gate code or you ain't getting in the complex. I mean, that's just the
Unless
way
you
it is.
slide in behind somebody that just opened the gate.
Or climb over
You
the
know,
fence.
by
or-
But
sneaking.
this dude's walking around. I mean, he ain't driving no car. He ain't riding a bicycle. He's just walking around. He's a thug. Probably got the drop drawers and all that bullshit. You know, they never showed the guy. They never showed what he. Well, how they got video of this Zimmerman dude, but not the kid. You know, it's bogus, man. I mean, it's been a big hubbub. They've been protesting every town in Florida. And I thought, come on.
I think when it comes down to it, you're probably gonna find out the police are probably screwed it up and watched it so bad
Something.
that nobody's gonna ever know.
No different, yeah. No. Well, you know, because cops got pictures of the guy, but they showed pictures of his back of his head was all cut up, and
Yeah, that's
black
what I
eyes,
can't
broke
figure
his
out how-
nose. You know, I mean, the guy didn't just fall over and have all those injuries to him. The kid was beating the shit out of him. He pulled a gun out and shot his ass. He's a nigger. You know, we're Florida. Really, I'm serious. It's not. I'm not trying to be racist or anything.
No.
That's just the way it is.
But they are down
I
there.
should say it's the way it used to be. In my town, there was never a black person on the beach, never, until Obama was elected. Now there are blacks everywhere. In fact, I stood on the dock one night at AJ's. There, say a black person once in a while. Some people play in the bands. I was on the dock one night, and I was the only white dude on the dock. Serious business.
That's rare.
That's
That's rare.
since Obama been. It's called the Redneck Riviera. The people just never came down. They didn't have no reason to come down. Now they're on the beach. They're everywhere. I mean, it's just like, and they're living there.
The only-
And they're living in our neighborhood and everywhere. It's not. I mean, it's changed
Dad,
in
you
4
need to
years.
move to Florida.
It's changed just like that. Completely changed,
When
man.
Paul and I were down there, the only ones we saw is after the restaurant closed and the people come out to clear the tables off. That was the only black
As soon
people
as they
we
got done
saw.
working, they drove back across the beach to Fort Walton Beach. They didn't live
Yeah.
in Destin. I took a bunch of video of Eddie, and I was doing his student recognition thing, and I did some stuff with Scouts, the deal at Sandestin for Memorial Day. His troop presented the colors for the Memorial Day ceremony and stuff, and I videotaped it. It finally OD'd the, card full, damn, and it was all over with. I went, damn, what timing? And I took it home and I plugged the card into the damn thing. And it had, I don't know, there was 7 or 8 other videos, 10 other videos on there, and it's 650 some odd pictures. It finally had it filled up. I didn't even know how many was on it. I hadn't looked at the card forever, you know. And my phone, same thing. I had 680 some pictures on it, and it wasn't even close to full. It was like just a little tiny piece of the pie was eating up. Damn, that thing takes a lot of pictures. And Paul's got I don't know if everybody got a chance to see it last night. He's got a CD, and I burned it, and it wouldn't replay on my deal. And I spent hours trying to make a DVD out of it. I had several thousand pictures on it. I wanted to show the yard and stuff that'd been going around the house and all that stuff. And I spent a couple of hours on it, downloaded it, I mean, it burned the DVD. It got right down to 98% and then stopped. Let's sit. Then all of a sudden, it went back to 96, and there was an error. No, it was like 2.5 hours later, just like Thursday night, you know, leaving Friday, I'm going, oh, no, man. Well, the CD that I burned, it said there was an error. I just tossed it over the pile. That's bullshit, you know. So I'll burn me a DVD. Maybe there's so much stuff there it won't burn on a CD. And I thought, okay. So I burnt the DVD and it didn't go. And it's like, Paul says, just bring them with you, man. He says, you know, if they work, they work. If they don't, we'll try to. He had that remote thing set up, and I got a deal, a program online where he can go on there and work my computer and all. Well, I told him, hey, we'll just leave it on. I said, I can show you my surveillance system and all that stuff on when I'm over your place. Yeah, okay. They did. I didn't have nothing. I didn't turn on. I didn't open up the email or something. So it was open. It turned itself off because there was nothing going on. There was no. So I got there. They didn't mess with it. And by the time I got there, it had timed out. Oh man, because I wanted to go through and burn a bunch of them pictures that I couldn't burn on the DMC because he's got all the stuff for it. I tried it. It was, well, anyway, the one CD ended up having a bunch on there. He burned it on there and made a slideshow out of it. It's rad. It was almost 700 pictures on it. These stuff for A honor roll and student appreciation days and graduation from Cub Scouts, Aero Light Award,
And
all
the one
that.
that's on the table?
He got a bunch of stuff.
just
Back
the
from his
one
first
machine, yeah.
Pinewood Derby race. 5 years in a row, and I told so I haven't told you, but I owe a hell of a lot to you, pal. Because I called you up and you says, hey, before we even got done with the conversation, somebody said, oh yeah, here, get on this website, this website, email them to me.
I'm
Oh,
really
yeah, what did you
sorry.
ask me? How do I cheat on this Pinewood Derby so we can win?
No, so
Well, we put it right, we put a search in
What
there.
I look for Pinewood Derby, and he laid all these sites on me, and I went and I read, and I did research, and we won 5 years in a row first place.
Awesome. Okay, so Pinewood Derby are little cars,
The little
right?
wooden
Okay,
cars.
that's what I thought.
See,
Okay.
we don't have no,
Because we have.
Salem's got the soapbox
Soapbox.
derby,
Yeah, we
because
do.
you got hills. In
Yeah.
Florida,
That's true.
we ain't got no hills. They
That's
didn't do
true.
any soapbox derby racing there, but it is big in Salem. I
Oh,
went all
it's
through that, 'cause I was gonna do it.
Salem is big?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
actually
they got a
have
nice
one of
track.
our-
Yeah,
one of our
beautiful
friends-
track.
Yes.
One of our
Yeah,
friends,
one-
yeah.
Right
Hot
on
ones in
Lambert's,
Oh
property.
yeah, I went all through.
Across the street.
Well, no, it's on
Let's
Bush
go
Park.
soapbox.
It's
Hell,
in
we
Bush
got
Park.
Pinewood
But it's
Derby.
Not really
not
across the
track.
street, quite a ways down.
Oh yeah, you gotta be under
Right
150
by
pounds
the
to
lake.
race in it. No,
Yeah,
there's all
fine,
kind of
yeah.
rad restrictions. And them
Well, that's why
cars.
you were losing the weight?
Let me get him, okay?
That's beautiful eyes.
No, the Pinewood
He
Derby,
really
man, we
does.
did
See?
outstanding, man. 5 years in a row, first place. Then this last year, in January, I guess it was in February, whenever we raced. I think it was January. The leader, his kid, he's been a leader of our den and a leader of the pack, and he's kind of gone back for it when other people were going into another deal because their kid went to Boy Scout. Well, anyway, this guy, unbeknownst to us, had a little bit of a stiffy for us because we had won, and his kid had been second place 5 years or 4 years in a row. Well, he cheated us at the Pinewood Derby, at the final, the big race, man. He cheated. He let Eddie's car slam into the wall 3 times, trying to make it where it wouldn't run. And I don't know how it happened. They're extremely delicate. They're super fine tuned. The damn car ran faster than it did before he slammed into the wall.
Seriously? Wow.
Serious business, and it beat the kid. It beat everybody in the pack.
Why would he was
nobody.
deterred?
Well, the first year we raced, Eddie's car was we lacquer painted it. We rubbed it out. It was slick. It went through the. They've got like it's a aluminum track, and in the center of the track they have this little raised up track. There's nothing on the regular track until you get to the finish line, and on the other side of the finish line there's this rubber, and it stops cars. And it's got 1, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th place, and you can tell exactly who's 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and 4th, except Eddie's. Eddie's car goes, woo, and it goes faster. And this guy is sitting at the end wall, at the end of the track, with his legs spread like this. Got a little baby girl in his lap, and it was a direct shot. That little girl goes, hey, yeah. I'm going, oh man, the car's gonna get ruined. The kid's gonna slam it, throw it. But we don't got the car. Well, from then on, they allowed us to put a blanket or a sweatshirt at the end of the track when Eddie was racing.
Or the small child.
Or the small child.
Your small child.
I mean, just don't take this but a little bump and it bends the axle and it won't run right. I mean, they're really pretty delicate. Well, as years went by, the following year, the guy that was the starter then allowed me to put the sweatshirt at the end of it. They made me the starter.